No. Yep, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. We got it. We got it. What's up, guys? How's it? Let me start again. Damn it. It's showing on my little typecast modulator there that I made up that word. Actually, I didn't make. That's a song, but yeah, it's showing that it's it's up now. We can hear me. Cool. Damn it. What's funny is I was literally talking about I've done streams where you couldn't hear me, and I knew I had it right this time, but I had it wrong. Damn it. That's okay though. That's okay. We got it right. We got it, guys. David Thorson, Chris Snyder, Brett, Good Real Hunting, Aaron Click, Jay Disla, Chester, Brooke Scarlett, Destiny, Nicholas Vincent, Scott Lauderdale, Garrett, how you doing? Gene Wildecombe, Matt, ME2, Kate Sharrow. A lot of you guys rolling in here. Nice to see you guys. Robert Schumann, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Brandon Avery. Yep. I saw Brett. The price is wrong, bitch. Don't you worry. I would not steer you wrong. Price is wrong, bitch. Did you guys watch Infested yet? Yeah, Dylan Jallo ranking. I literally have it in my note. Like, I have a Word document where I keep like ideas. I literally have the movies listed out too. I've had Jallo ranking for like a year now, and I just haven't gotten to it. So, it just never. Somebody mentioned on Instagram. They were like, "Dude, how do you do it?" Because I have a full-time job, a full 40-hour week job, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. And it's, you know what? It's tough juggling all this shit sometimes. It really is, Haley, do you own the Boy Harsher single from Halloween Ends on vinyl? Yes. Wait, do I own it on vinyl? No, I don't think I do. I have the soundtrack that they did for, God, what was that movie that came out? I think it was like a couple years ago, which is excellent. Man, I can't remember the name of the you guys will help me. Damn it. I can't remember the name of it now. Fuck. That's going to bother the shit out of me. Yeah, I got one of the records, but The Runner. Thank you, Brandon. The Runner. Yeah. I listen to Boy Harsher all the time, and I have that song from Halloween Ends on my my Spotify playlist. So, guys, if you want to check out what I'm listening to on the Spotify playlist, just type in Drumdums Jams. There you go. I got a couple playlists on there. Holly, how are you doing? In the middle of watching Lowlifes. Oh man, I loved it. I loved Lowlifes. What a nice surprise, And to be able to get a movie of that quality from Tubi, pretty impressive. And I'd say it's one of the better horror movies of the year. It really is. I enjoyed the hell out of that movie. Damn. Holly, what'd you think of that opening? Jesus. they start you off with a bang, don't they? Yeah, burn it down. There you go, Destiny. There you go. God. I got a bunch of news for you guys tonight. I don't have any rankings or anything. I might pull up Douchebags of Horror though, because I did mention that on Killer Flicks a week ago? Something like that. So I got that in my back pocket, just in case we need it, right, guys? Just in case we need it, we got it in the back pocket. So, and I gotta thank you guys. Because, man, I swear, 90% of you I see every time I stream, and you know what? That is just the sweetest thing imaginable. It's like we have a little community here talking horror, and man, I just love that. I love that about you guys. It's so that's what makes me look, because I'm not gonna lie, like I get a little bit of anxiety. Do any of you guys? Let's get real for a sec. Do any of you guys have anxiety? For whatever reason, just stuff like that should leave your head. It stays there, and you can't get it out of your head, and you have to it's a process. You got to work yourself through it. Do any of you guys have that? I do get that sometimes. I get the anxiety. Especially when I have something coming up, when I have to get organized, and I don't like winging things, even though I've done it before. I'm sure I have. But, when I'm doing these live streams, I like to have an agenda for you guys, right? And I can become my own worst enemy. And sometimes it gets to me. And I start almost hyperventilating, and, But as soon as I see your pretty faces, then, I start calming down a little bit. But, I've had friends that they can stream all day and it doesn't bother them at all. But, yeah, it's something I've always dealt with. Not just streaming, but, there's been times where I've had I've went a couple weeks without even recording. Just sometimes getting behind that camera is tough, You'd think after freaking 9 years, getting behind the camera wouldn't be, and really it isn't. Because once I'm behind it and I'm talking, I'm good. It's getting to it that's always the issue. So, yeah, anxiety, it's it can really get, I'm seeing some of you guys in there. I saw Chris say it. It's Nikki YouTube says it. Yeah, I think we all have our little issues that we deal with from time to time. But just so you guys know, I get it too. I get it too. I can be fully prepared for something and still have anxiety, Even when I was in the military and I took public speaking, I took a public speaking class. It was like torture. Every time before a speech, I would just, oh my God, I would start freaking out, It's brutal. It's brutal. And it feels like it never ends. It feels like it never ends. It's something you always have to work through. You always have to work through. And I guess ironically, what helps me work through it is just diving in, right? Just forcing myself to do whatever task I need to do. I just jump right in, So, yeah, it'll start you off with a little bit of anxiety talk. I get it too, guys. Jesus. Chris says, I personally try to isolate myself when I'm in a bad headspace. It helps calm me down. Yeah, that, you know what? And that's another thing too. When you get in a bad headspace, something that could happen in your life that puts you on kind of a downer. And sometimes it's tough to get out of that headspace, So you would think, and you could talk to a friend, and your friend from the outside looking in, they could tell you, oh, dude, don't worry about it, man. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, nobody cares. People care about you, but the thing that you're hung up on, to other people, it might look silly. At the end of the day. But it's a head game, And I've talked about the YouTube mindfuck. I've talked about that before too. YouTube is another whole, if you are seriously into YouTube, it can really screw with your head sometimes. It really can. You can, I'm just laying it all on the table for you guys right now, right? Okay? I like being real with you guys and talking with you guys. And as a person who's done YouTube for 9 years, you can have a good run. I'm getting I'm getting good views for 5 videos in a row, right? And then that next video can get can go down the toilet. And it'll fuck you up. It's like that old adage, right? You never remember your praises and your attaboys. You always remember the losses in your life, right? No matter what it is, you always remember the losses seem to weight heavier on you than anything else, And it's like you go up this little mountain, and then you have one little loss, and it just throws you right off the cliff. And you got to talk yourself into it again. Yeah. So, yeah, Nikki, man, I'm right there with you. It's, we all deal with it, right? And I think anxiety, you can try to find the good in it. That just means you're trying, If you're just sitting back and doing nothing, then maybe you won't get anxiety. But if you're constantly pushing and constantly grinding, and you're just trying to climb whatever ladder you're trying to climb, then anxiety is just part of that recipe. It's gonna happen. So yeah, shake some ass to Come On Eileen next time you're feeling down. It helped. That is a good song, guys. That's a good question. What is a song that you put on that gets you out of a mood, that gets you out of a funk? Is there a song? I'm going to tell you mine. You're going to laugh at me. I'm going to tell you mine. You're going to laugh at me, though. You know what? I'll play it for you. Fuck it. Here we go. Hold on. I have it right here. Yeah, here it is. get to the chorus, right? We got to get to the chorus.
You really don't remember. Was it something that he
Here we
said?
go. Here we go. Get ready, everybody.
All the voices in your head calling Gloria, Gloria. Don't you think about it?
That's all I need right there. I start dancing. That's it. And that gets me where I need to be, right? Let me read some of your choices. Hold on. Eyes Without a Face, Billy Idol, that's a good one. Opposite question, what's the song you listen to and then down in the dumps and you need a gut punch? Mine's Nutshell by Alice in Chains. I love Alice in Chains. Gloria is a cover of an older 70s pop song. Really, Nicholas? I did not know that. Interesting. 70s Italian pop. That's a good answer, actually. In the End by Linkin Park. Yep, Linkin Park's got some good stuff. Bare Naked Ladies, 1 week. It's been. I watched The Mutilator and Xtra today. Oh, nice, Jason. Those are two fun little slasher flicks, for sure. Maneater. Oh my God, Maneater is a great pick. I got a feeling though that you probably can't play Hall & Oates. There's a few artists right now that you cannot play. Somebody actually posted this. This is a good little topic of discussion right here. Fan films, okay? Because somebody just posted this a few days ago on X. They had a Halloween fan film, and I guess YouTube took it down. And they were upset. They were really, really upset. And I've been down this road before with my Scream documentary. And they tagged me and a bunch of other YouTubers, asking maybe for some tips. And basically I told them there are literally thousands of copyright holders on YouTube. Thousands of them that own a property. And they have the right to, at any time, not just right when you upload a video, at any time they can take your property down. It happened to me 3 months after I did my Scream documentary. And right after that guy posted that, the next day I saw another one for another Halloween fan film that I reviewed, Halloween Inferno, I think it was what it was called. And that one came out a few years ago. And it just got taken down. So that's the dice that you roll with copyright material. I've often heard this question, like, how do so many fan films get made without, get permission? Pretty much, how do they get permission to use a property like Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers or anybody? And you know what? I'm starting to figure out more and more. You're rolling the dice, and there's no time limit. They can easily take that stuff down pretty much anytime they want to. The owner of that property can reach out to YouTube and say, hey, that's mine. And you could literally have, like you say, you could have an hour-long fan film or documentary or whatever. And if you use literally, I think it's like, let's say over 30 seconds of someone's property, boom, they can take it right down. So, yeah, it's tough out there. And it seems like maybe... these were both Halloween properties, so maybe the Halloween franchise is starting to look at this stuff. I don't know. So, yeah. Jason Carpenter, are you ready for the Crow 4K Steelbook? Absolutely. I think mine's sitting in my mailbox. But my mailbox, I have to drive over to it. It's not like right in front of my house. So I don't check my mail like every day. I check it like a couple times a week. So, Dave Vanderhoff, what's up, brother? How are you doing? How's your week been going? Yeah. And I guess that's a good segue into Scream. We're going to talk about some Scream. There's no official news, so but I did see some stuff on X, and the reason I wanted to talk about that, you'll see that middle finger right there. I'm going to show you the context here in a sec. Let's pull it up right now. Yeah. I guess to start you off there, Bloody Disgusting said, is experiencing technical difficulties this morning. We hope we'll be back online very soon. In the meantime, let's hang out on here. Ask us anything. And then somebody said, Scream news when? And he says, gotta be soon, right? So yeah, there you go. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Let me take that off. Just to wet your whistle, I have one funny. That's the funny. Patton Oswalt. Anybody like Patton Oswalt in there? Ghostface, what's your favorite scary movie? He says, well, I just binged the works of Armando de Osario. His quartet of blind dead films started with the Spanish horror boom of the 70s. What they lack in characterization, they make up for in mood. Plus, Ghostface is like Jesus, and he hangs up. They at the beginning of Scream 5, they started talking about like what they called elevated horror, and that just like sent the internet in a frenzy. Everybody freaked out. How dare you call it elevated? Kyle, he says, Lee, are you more excited for Deadpool or Alien this year? Definitely Alien. Maybe that's the horror fan in me. I like the Deadpool movies. The first two are really funny. I'm going to be there day one. It's going to be fun, but it just looks like more of the same to me. You know what I mean? And that's not to knock Deadpool. I think Deadpool's needed. That's a brand of comic book movie that we don't see that often. The hard R-rated, joke cracking, superhero, and that's what Deadpool does. But this is Alien, okay? And I'm an Alien fanatic. All right, Alien's my number 2 favorite franchise. So Fede Alvarez is directing this thing. It's got nowhere to go but down for me. It looks amazing from that trailer. So, if I could, like right now, you could watch Deadpool or you could watch Alien, that's an easy choice. But, Deadpool, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be fun, and I'm hoping it has some nice surprises. We'll see. So, all right, let's jump over to the Scream, I guess, rumor. And I know I shouldn't be giving this guy any kind of publicity, but that's what he's doing, and a few people have ran with it, including me, so I'm part of the problem, but why not? Fuck it. There's a reason I'm talking about this too, though, and we'll get there in just a sec, okay? Karma's a bitch. That's the X handle. It says, according to Spyglass CEO Gary Barber, Scream 7 opens with the final scene of Scream 6 and then zooms out of Gail's laptop as a page written by her, confirming Scream 5 and 6 were a new fiction book she wrote. Dewey is still alive and they're still married in New York. Let that percolate for a little bit, okay? Do you guys think that's real, first of all? Do you guys really think that's real? And, I think a lot of YouTubers, horror outlets, they'll see stuff like this that has a lot of clicks. Like that right there has 1.6 thousand likes, probably a lot more by now. And if it's got that many clicks, it must be news, right? It must be true. But there's no unless you guys know something I don't, there's no official source for any of this. Outside of this guy, there's nothing. Even like an unofficial source, even like a joeschickenShack.com. There's none of it. There's just nothing but this guy posting nonsense. And, anybody could come up with that in their head, I'm like, what if Gail, because she's a writer, what if she wrote 5 and 6, Scream 5 and 6, right? So that's an easy thing to come up with, I guess. But, this guy, and I'm not saying, let me read it one more time. According to Spyglass CEO Gary Barber. So there you go, right there. That first line, he's coming out swinging. This is true. This is definitely happening. And, this is the world we live in today with news, or quote unquote news, back in the 90s, 80s, before the internet boom, before social media. Usually if you got any kind of news, it was from I remember I would read it from a magazine, like a horror mag or something like that. And that's where I get any kind of news that was coming up, I remember when Halloween H2O, the first time I saw a little news blurb about, and they called it Halloween 7. Halloween H2O didn't exist. Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't even a part of it yet. And I saw it in one of those magazines. It might have been Fangoria, something like that. I think it was Fangoria, but yeah, they were saying, yeah, it's up and running. Halloween 7 starts shooting soon, blah, blah, blah. And, you took that to the bank because it was like an official source. But now anybody can go on. I mean, there's so many X sites, and they pretty much just post whatever their favorite horror property. Like I'm not saying this guy does that, but there are pages out there that are just exclusively for Halloween. And so they grow because they'll post like a little poll every day or something like that. How do you feel about Halloween Ends? They'll compare 2 movies. Every day they got a post. And their views and their clicks just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And what they're doing is fine. But then you'll have some of these sites that they'll start saying, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm getting a little bit of an audience here. Why don't I just make up my own news? Right. So that's what they do. You know what? Gail's a writer. I'll just make up something. The Spyglass CEO, there's a lot of controversy around him and Melissa Barrera. So, why don't I just do that and see what kind of traction I can get? And, sure enough, a lot of people, especially like your Joe and Jane Six-Pack, they're going to take that to the bank. They're going to think that's the truth. They're not going to research that, and research doesn't take that long. Honestly, I start looking for the source, right? Where did it come from? The source. And if I can't find it, then I start calling shenanigans. And so, but, this guy, he attained his goal. He doesn't care if he's lying or not, He doesn't give 2 shits. He just wants to get people stirred up, right? Get people talking. That's the goal. To maybe even reach Spyglass. So now I can say, what if a little bit of this was the truth that this guy obviously doesn't know, but or maybe he does know, I don't know, but what if a little bit of this was the truth behind the scenes, and like the Spyglass CEO, sees some of this, and maybe he was planning this. Does that make them rethink their strategy, especially if they're like, quite a few, months into the process? Then it can get a little bit scary. But Scream news. I think there's more Scream rumors and Scream just made up bullshit than actual Scream news, right? Scream. I think Scream might be bigger than Halloween in terms of news. Like, people really jump on that bandwagon when it comes to Scream. They want, because Scream's a franchise where it's a whodunit and you can speculate for days. Whereas like Halloween, it's big, but you can only speculate so much. It's Michael Myers and we know who Michael Myers is and that's it. But Scream, there's, 47 different routes that they can take for the story, right? And they could take the things that we know, like Neve Campbell is back. We know that. And we know that Melissa Barrera is not back. But outside of that, what else do we know, really? We don't really know that much. And maybe you guys know more than I do. I don't know. I'm not one of these guys that goes searching, under 5 different levels of news. And I don't have like that many inside sources. I don't go looking for inside sources, if I'm being honest. And there's some people that's their bag. They love doing that. Hey guys, I just heard from a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who's very credible. Okay, very credible. And I can tell you right now that Stu is in this movie. I don't do that. I just don't do that. It's not I don't get like excited about that. Plus, I like going into these Scream movies not knowing anything. The last Scream movie was spoiled for me. There was this idiot asshole who was going around and DMing a lot of people the spoilers for the end of Scream 6. And, just really going hard in the paint, trying to spoil it for everybody. And I'm just like, why would you do, like, why are you such an asshole? Why do you want to ruin fun for other people? And I don't have an answer for that. Some people, they're just sad and they're lonely, and this is what gets them any kind of attention, you know? And there's no such thing as bad attention to some people. They just want attention. They want to piss people off. You know, they don't care. They're like the Joker. They want to watch the world burn, right? And we just, you know, if you don't want to know anything about Scream, then you pretty much have to, once everything gets going, you have to turn your internet off. That's because there's no way I could avoid it. I mean, this guy, he literally posted 5 times in a row, tagging me on Twitter. And it was one of those things where I looked and I saw it and I was like, shit, you know, I'd already seen too much. And I could never, ever do that to anybody. I don't know what makes people want to do that. I don't know. Maybe it's easy, you know, maybe that's what it is. Working for something is hard. Creating something is hard. And destroying and pissing people off, it's actually an easy thing to do. It really is. So I don't want to get on my soapbox and I don't want to preach at you. But yeah, so that's why I wanted to do this, to just kind of call this asshole out. Just because, you know, unless he has a source, but he wasn't like forthcoming or anything with any kind of source. So all that does is just get people in a tizzy, right? Now let's act like this was an actual source, okay? Now, how do you guys feel about this? If let's just pretend that this was from, you know, Bloody Disgusting, okay? This was official. Although I don't know why. That's kind of a big spoiler, right? But spoiler-wise, would they have to, like, and I'm just thinking out loud here, would this information be something that you would want in marketing? You know, I don't know the answer to that. Or would you want this to be a surprise? I guess that's what the answer would be. I guess you would want it to be a surprise. But then you're going to piss a lot of people off. I mean, can you imagine going into Scream 7 and right away at the beginning of the movie that happens? And from what I noticed on X, there were a lot of people that were happy with this idea, you know? A lot of people were just like, yeah, I didn't like 5 and 6. I didn't really care for 5 and 6 either, but it's not about the movie. I think that's just not a good way to do business, you know, to just completely wipe out the last 2 movies, considering everything that went on with Melissa Barrera. And maybe I'm a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit too sensitive about Melissa Barrera. I don't know. At the end of the day, do I care that much? No, but I just think it's an ugly way to do business, you know, to completely shut the door on Sam as a character like that. And plus, I think there's other ways you could do it, right? I think if there's a 1% opportunity for Sam and Tara to come back down the road, then why not let that door stay open? You know, why would you go that route? So I'm thinking this is definitely not true. I mean, that's a slap in the face, if you ask me. So I don't think that's the truth. There was this, I was talking back and forth with this guy on X today, and he was saying, and this is where I'm going to ask you guys, okay? What if they recast Melissa Barrera? And he even had a name for me. He said, what if they had Zendaya come back, and let's say Sam, she's supposed to be in the next movie. Do you think that's a good idea or a bad idea to recast Sam as with somebody like, say, Zendaya? Okay. I think that's a horrible idea. And they do recast from time to time. And I'll even say, even when they do it, I don't like it. I prefer, for continuity's sake, to actually have the actress that's in there. And I think that would just be the like an ultimate slap in the face to Melissa Barrera, who loves the character of Sam. If it's an actor or actress that, like, you could say like Harrison Ford, he's not the biggest fan of Han Solo. Sometimes I feel like he doesn't really give a shit about Han Solo. Although you definitely do not want to recast that. But just giving an example, if the actor really just doesn't care about a character and it's apparent and the character's not that big, then yeah, maybe. But I think it's always a bad idea. And in this situation, it's like doubly bad. I don't think you should ever do that. Okay. To give him a shout out though, his ex name was I got it right here. Hold on. Bologna and something. Hold on. I think it's bologna and sausage. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, here it is over here. Just to give him a shout out. It is Tacos and Bologna. Okay, that's his channel or his handle name on X. Tacos and Bologna. Okay. Some people have the weirdest freaking handle names. But he sounds like he's a big Zendaya fan, and he's like more than happy for Zendaya to come back. And he was asking me, "You don't think Zendaya would do a good job?" And I was like, "No, it's not about that. I'm sure Zendaya would do a fantastic job, but that's not the point. The point is you got an actress who loves a character who would happily come back, and then you're just gonna like, you know, throw dirt in her face, throw some little. I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye." Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I guess we can transition over to. Let me pull this up. Hold on. By the way, guys, I got a bunch of news for you tonight. Yeah, here we go. Let me pull this up. Bunch of news, okay? Horror news, tons of it. All right. So if you're looking for new content on Drumdums Extra, it's coming. It's coming. All right. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. Melissa Barrera. Let me see if I can. No, you can still read that. Okay. Melissa Barrera is open to appearing in Scary Movie 6 following Scream. Now, I did a quick little blurb on Scary Movie 6. I mean, you don't call that a remake, right? Scary Movie's not that. It doesn't have like a plot that carries forward. It's just a goof type movie. So you wouldn't call that a remake. Makes no sense. Yeah, let me read through this real quick. This is from IGN. IGN, they're pretty reputable, right? With the horror movie parody film series Scary Movie set to return, actress Melissa Barrera has confirmed she's open to appearing in it. Who writes this stuff? She's open to appearing in it. I'm starting to have doubts, guys. Following her firing from the Scream franchise, that can't be. You already put a red flag up in that first paragraph. You don't fact check your shit, or grammar check, not fact check, grammar check. I mean, that's IGN, right, guys? With the horror parody film series Scary Movie set to return, actress Melissa Barrera has confirmed she's open to appearing in it following her firing from Scream franchise. See, it's hard for me to take that seriously now. But you got to get your grammar right? Barrera confirmed as much in an interview with Inverse while promoting her new horror film, Abigail. Obviously, that would be quite the opportunity for some meta commentary, especially considering the first Scary Movie largely parodied Scream. I always loved those movies, Barrera told Inverse. When I saw it announced, I was like, oh, that would be fun. That would be so fun to do it. Barrera, best known for her role as Samantha Carpenter in recent Scream films, was fired from the franchise, so I don't need to read any more of that. Okay. I don't think that's a good idea for Melissa Barrera. I don't think it's a good idea for you to go from one franchise to another that spoofs your franchise. I mean, maybe I'm like looking too deep into it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it would be kind of weird to have her in a Scary Movie spoof movie? I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. Someone wrote this while drunk. Yeah, I think you're right, Brandon. Weird. Yeah, poor proofreading. I'm glad that the Core 4 aren't back. Never was a big fan. Kevin Williamson needs to shoot this one on film and bring back a good composer like Beltrami to make the music scary. I'm a little worried about Kevin Williamson directing. He's a great writer, but I don't know if he's has he ever directed. I'm sure he'll do fine. I'm sure he'll do fine, but I don't know. I'm just a little worried because I think Radio Silence they are great directors, and I think the Happy Death Day director is a great director. And so I'm kind of bummed out that he's not directing. Have Kevin Williamson write it, even though he's not writing it. They got one of the guys that wrote 5 and 6, which also scares me because I'm not the biggest fan of 5 and 6. You know, I mean, they're okay. Yeah, Christopher Landon. He was a really good choice to direct. Thank you, Chris. And that has me a little worried. But you know what? It could be fine. We shall see. I'm still excited. I mean, hell, we got freaking Nev Campbell coming back, right, guys? I think there's a lot of potential for the story. I'm just curious how they're going to write, how they're going to handle Sam and Tara. Are they going to even be mentioned? I'm sure they'll be mentioned, but who knows? Could be weird. So, let's go over to the next bit of news we got. We can close that one out. And and it's a good transition into Happy Death Day. There is some news on a third Happy Death Day. And why is Bloody Disgusting promoting The Notebook, the musical? I guess you got to pay bills, right? You got to pay bills. But I don't get it. All right. Jessica Roth keeps the hope alive for third Happy Death Day movie. By the way, she was just in Boy Kills World, which is okay. It was decent. I liked her in the movie, though. She plays a motorcycle helmet wielding badass in it, and I think that role suited her well. So it's 5 years already. Jesus, it's now been 5 years since the release of sequel Happy Death Day to You, which is not a horror movie at all, by the way. That's me. That's not them. Christopher Landon's sequel to the Groundhog Day style slasher movie from 2017. I remember too on Twitter at the time, Christopher Landon had to go in defense of Happy Death Day to You because a lot of people were complaining that there's like zero horror in this movie whatsoever. You know, it's more of like a sci-fi comedy, right? And so he had to. I guess he got pissed because he wanted to get more creative with it and not just do the same old slasher thing. But you're gonna piss off your slasher fans if you do that. So I'm not telling you how to tell your story, but the movie sucked. All right. Both films star Jessica Roth as final girl Tree Geldman. Now, I do love Tree as a character. I would love if, like, I want Jessica Roth to do more horror movies. I think Tree is a really fun character. It's just everything that's going on around her that kind of annoyed me. But getting back to it. And director Christopher Landon has been planning on bringing the character and the actor back for a third installment. So where is it? We've been talking about a potential Happy Death Day 3 for several years now with the ball and producer Jason Blum's court. Happy Death Day to You scared up $64 million at the worldwide box office, a far cry from the first film's $125 million. There's a reason for that. But with the reported production budget of just $9 million, that first sequel was profitable for Blumhouse. So again, where is it? Well, I mean, I can probably answer that question. They're going to look at how much the first movie made and how much the second movie made and how bad the audience wants this movie. They got nowhere to go but down with the third movie. And yeah, they'll probably make a little bit of a profit, but is it even worth it? Or do they want to focus their time and energy on other projects? That's your answer right there. I guarantee you. Chatting with Screen Geek this week while promoting her new action thriller, Boy Kills World, franchise star Jessica Roth provided a hopeful update for Happy Death Day 3. Well, I can say Chris Landon has the whole thing figured out. We just need to wait for Blumhouse and Universal to get their ducks in a row. Roth continues in her comments to Screen Geek. But my fingers are so crossed. I think Tree deserves her third and final chapter to bring that incredible character and franchise to a close or a new beginning. Back in 2020, Christopher Landon had revealed that the working title for the third installment was Happy Death Day to Us. I like that. Said to be different than the other two films. I mean, that's fine. But just make it horror. That's all I'm asking. All right, I'm not asking. Just make it horror, right? Fun horror. That's great. That's great, you know. But don't turn it into a completely different genre. Okay. In the meantime, Christopher Landon is directing a mysterious thriller titled Drop for Blumhouse and Platinum Dunes, along with a werewolf movie titled Big Bad for Lionsgate. Okay, cool. Going back over here. Do I have any more thoughts on this? I kind of stated them during the thing. What do you guys think? Are you looking forward to another Happy Death Day? Were you fans of the first two? I like the first one. I think the first one's okay. I gave it another watch a couple years ago, and I had more fun with it. The second one, I'm just not a fan. Just because there's moments in the movie, like I think if that movie was like if you were going in with the mindset of watching like a John Hughes comedy, I think that's what it was. Is I was just kind of thrown off because I'm waiting for some like good kills and whatnot, and which is part of my problem with the first movie. If I'm gonna be honest with you, all the kills are cutaways, and I guess that fits in with the story because she wakes up when she's killed, but. I think maybe there's a way around that and they could still show the blood and all that stuff. But you know what? It's just not that type of slasher movie, right? I'm the slasher guy that likes blood and guts, and you don't really get that. But I do love Tree as a character. I think Tree's great, and I'll be there day one for the third movie just for her. But all I ask, get as creative as you want with the story, but just make it horror. Just make it horror. And he did it with guys, what's the like switch, like the Freaky Friday movie that he did after Happy Death Day to You? That movie had plenty of blood and it was fun. I loved that movie. It's not in my head right now. Okay? It's not in my head. You guys are going to let me know though. There you go. Freaky. Thank you very much, Nikki. You guys you never let me down. You never let me down. Man, I'm getting hungry. Did you guys eat dinner yet? Are you eat? Could you be eating right now? Could that be happening? Trina, what's up? How are you doing? By the way, guys, I always ask you what you're drinking, but when you guys like watch a live stream, do you snack? Are you guys snacking right now? Or do you just like maybe sip on something? Is it like a movie? Is it like when you're watching a movie, you like to snack on? Because I got to snack on something when I'm watching a movie. But I don't know about like a live stream. How does that work? I need to know. I have questions for you, damn it. There we go. Eating oranges. I like that. I usually snack, Trina. I'm eating dinner now, Kyle. See, I love that. Yes, snacking and drinking. That's so cool. I'm jealous. I wish I was snacking right now. Lisa Frankenstein really rocked. I loved that movie. Really good, Holly. I'm right there with you. It did remind me of Heather's, for sure. Usually sip on something for a live stream. Sometimes I snack. There you go. Sipping on water, Lee, Brooke. That's nice. Yeah, I got some water here too. So I do like to sip. I like to sip. One time I did eat chips though. I think it was during a commentary, and I immediately regretted it because then you're like, oh my God, you're like freaking smacking and all kinds of bullshit all over you don't want to do that. You got to keep it professional, right, guys? Who am I kidding though? I'll be there day one for Happy Death Day 3. I'm bitching for nothing. I might not like it, but I'll be there day one. I'll definitely be there day one. Okay. I want some tacos right now. Tacos sound really good. Damn. Hey guys, what's your favorite like go-to like I guess takeout? Do you like Chinese? Do you like tacos? You can only pick one. Desert Island, you get to live for one day. You can only have fast food. Do you eat tacos? Do you eat burgers? Do you eat Chinese? What do you eat, damn it? I need to know. Do you eat KFC? Wings? There you go. Brandon says wings. Yeah, I do love wings. Eating a good pot roast. A good old pot roast. Yeah, pot roast is good. My mom made the best pot roast. We always complain about these films we know we'll watch and give them enough money to make more. That's true. Although they didn't give them enough money to make more on the last one. It dropped like half of the box office. So big juicy burger. Yeah, I do love a good burger. Pizza. I forgot to mention pizza, Garrett. Yeah, pizza's good too. Five Guys burger. Funny enough, I had a Five Guys burger Friday for lunch because I pass one every day when I'm coming home for my lunch. Do any of you not have a Five Guys near you? Just let me know. Okay. But if you have a Five Guys near you, here's a little tip for you. Okay. If you don't go there that often, I do think their burgers they're good. I think they're a little overrated, but they're still good. But here's a little tip for you. Okay. If they ask you what size fries you want, always, and I mean always, go for the small. Always go for the small, because no matter what, their thing is they fill that bag up with fries. Even after the small cup, they will put like an island of fries around the cup. And I always have fries left over, even if I get the small. So never get bigger than the small fry. Save yourself a little bit of money. So it'll go from like $35 to $30 for the meal, because inflation's ridiculous these days. Jesus. You know what, Brandon? In-N-Out, I've been there twice. It is good, but I think I hyped it up way too much. Like I expected way too much. I went there in Vegas when I went to Vegas, and it was a burger. It was okay, and the fries weren't anything to write home about. So I thought In-N-Out was a little bit overrated. I think it's maybe the exclusivity, because there's only a few of them, and they're only in like Vegas and California. And I think maybe that's what it is. Like if they had In-N-Out in every city, I don't think they'd be as big. So yeah. Now guys, who has the best burger? Because I've already said that Five Guys is overrated. I've already said that In-N-Out is overrated. I do like Culver's burgers. Culver's fries are great too, Holly, for sure. I'll tell you who has the best fries is Zaxby's. Zaxby's fries are insanely good, and they have great wings. That's my go-to wing and fry place, because they put the seasoning on there. Jesus. Shake Shack. I'm trying to think. There is a place that I went to for a burger recently, and it was really, really good, but I can't think. Usually if you go to like those little hole-in-the-wall mom and pop type burger places where they serve like everything, more times than not, they give you the best burger. I've noticed that, because it tastes just like a home. Like really, when I make my own homemade burger at home, that's hard to top, So yeah. So maybe In-N-Out is the best, even though they're overrated. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. I like Culver's burgers, but I don't know if they're as good as In-N-Out. I mean, hell, McDonald's has a good burger. I'm not gonna be honest with myself. I don't mind the McDonald's burger. I've talked way too long about food. See? All right. Let's go to the next story. All right, let's close that out. Let's do Evil Dead. Evil Dead. Two new Evil Dead. What is this that like growing trend these days of everything's got to be made in like a trilogy, or they're doing two? Can't we just do one movie at a time? Do we have to? I don't get it. Let me switch over to news. Here we go. Yeah. 2 new Evil Dead movies. All right. I really love, I love Evil Dead. I like what they're doing. I like 2013. I liked Evil Dead Rise. So, I'm down for it. Maybe they got a good idea. What do I know? Just a couple months after we learned Sebastian Vanacek Infested, now streaming on Shudder. Check that out, guys. I just watched it right before this stream. And I recorded my review right before the stream. I'm going to edit it right after this stream. Damn good spider movie. And I did not know that he's directing the next Evil Dead. Now I'm hella interested, because he's a damn good director. Damn good director. Let me switch over to you guys real quick. How many of you have not seen Infested yet? Have you seen it? Yes, no. Have you seen Infested yet? Do you have Shudder? Okay. What's up, Chris? How you doing, Fluff? Nice to see you. Driller Killer, I've definitely heard of that. Not yet, no. Yes, Brandon saw it. Ioli Bro, what's your most anticipated unknown upcoming horror? Unknown? My most anticipated is easily Maxine. I'll tell you that right now. Easily Maxine. Thank you for asking, Beast of Darkness. I can't watch anything with spiders. Yeah, and I'll say right now, guys, if you get freaked out by spiders, you might not want to watch this movie, okay? In real life, I get freaked out by spiders, but I like watching them in movies. And this might be This might be the best spider movie I've ever seen. It's that creepy, and it's good. It's so well directed too. So I would urge you guys to watch this movie. It's so good, and it's gonna go in my my May to August top 10 that I'll be doing in August. This will be like the line has been cut. This will be the first movie, even though technically it's in April still. But yeah, I got it because this is definitely going to be high up in the ranking, I'm sure. Really good though, really good. Okay, so I did not know that director is directing the new Evil Dead. That's pretty damn cool. We've learned today that it's not even the only Evil Dead movie that's currently in the works. Deadline reports today that Ghost House Pictures has just hired Francis Galuppi, the last stop in Yuma County, to write and direct yet another brand new Evil Dead movie, Deadline adds. The project is described as an original story that Galuppi developed and brought to Raimi and team. No word on a plot or who will be producing, as it's early days here. It's similarly early days for Sebastian Vanecek untitled Evil Dead movie, which we know nothing about at this time. But stay tuned for more reporting as we learn more on both films. The new course of the Evil Dead franchise is for Sam Raimi to hand select hot up-and-coming filmmakers to put their own spin on the Deadites, which has been working exceedingly well for the Bloody Saga. Fede Alvarez directed his own take in 2013, which paved the way for Lee Cronin's Evil Dead Rise last year, 10 years after the remake came out. See if I need to read anymore. I don't think I do. Francis Galuppi is the storyteller who knows when to keep us waiting in simmering tension. And so, yeah, you can read more of that if you guys want. But I'm going to go back over here and give you my thoughts on this. And I'm all for this because... two movies, I think they should pump the brakes and let's just do one movie at a time. Put the Galuppi in your back pocket and save him for later. I don't know if you want to shoot two Evil Dead movies at the same time or like one. I don't know. But, you know, it sounds like they're like putting some ink on paper, right? One thing I do love, though, absolutely love, is that Sam Raimi is going after these young foreign directors. It seems like it quite a bit, even though I don't know if Lee Cronin, you guys maybe, I don't know if he is American or not, but I guess the nationality doesn't matter. Sam Raimi is recognizing young, hot talent, and I think that we're only going to benefit from that because we get really good, bloody Evil Dead movies. And I think why that suits Evil Dead, too, is because you don't really have to stick to any kind of continuity outside of the Deadites. Yeah, so Lee Cronin's Iris. Thank you, Sebastian. So, and you know what? I love foreign directors just because it's different, and they tend to go harder in the paint with their horror. And like this movie Infested, it's Sebastian Vanecek. He is a French director. And boy, will you be able to see that all over the screen when you watch Infested. I've reviewed a few French films before, and I love them. They're unapologetic, You don't have to worry about them going for it in terms of the violence. They're going to go for it. Whereas American movies, there's a lot of times where I'm like, are they going to show anything? No, they didn't show anything. That's just the way it is in American. We just like, we get used to it, like Five Nights at Freddy's, right? I think that's why I was disappointed with Five Nights at Freddy's, because they had gruesome things going on, but they would never show it. They had freaking like the saws, that you use to like, I think Jason used one in like part 6 or 7, yeah. They're using all these crazy gnarly tools and equipment, but they don't show anything. Everything's like freaking a shadow against a wall. French directors would be like, no, fuck that. We're definitely gonna show that thing go in somebody's face and rip it in half. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. All right, because that's how we get shit done in Italy. All right, so that's why I love Italian directors. But yeah, I'm all for this. You don't have to keep to any continuity. The more Evil Dead, the better. A movie or a franchise goes hard when the last movie, Evil Dead Rise, people called it Evil Dead Light. And maybe they're right. But you compare that movie to any other American horror movie, it's still pretty bloody, pretty damn bloody. Okay, and pretty graphic too, with like the girl eating broken glass, and all the blood that's just flying all over the place in the parking structure at the end of the movie. And you're calling that Evil Dead light. Okay, maybe you're right, but it's still pretty hardcore, So yeah. All right, let's go to the next story. We got a Terrifier, and it's not necessarily for the movie Terrifier, but it's for the makers. This was just something I was scrolling through the news, and I thought, hey, this actually looks kind of interesting to cover. So I think I'm going to cover it. So Terrifier team's next horror movie unveils its first trailer, and it's predictably messed up. So is there a trailer for it? Really? Let's see if the trailer's on here. No, they don't have the trailer on here. We'll read it. If you guys want to look up the trailer, you can. All right. Terrifier 2 producer Michael Levy and Art the Clown actor David R. Thornton have shared the first teaser trailer for their new horror movie Stream. I don't know. I thought it was Steam for a sec. Stream, in a shocking turn of events. You know what? I will pull up the trailer for you. We'll watch it together. It looks devilishly sticky and twisted. Check it out above. Hold on. Am I missing something here? I don't see it. Yeah. Okay. We'll find it though. Don't you worry. Bringing together genre favorites such as Reanimator's Jeffrey Combs, Sleepaway Camp's Felissa Rose, and Candyman's Tony Todd, it follows workaholic Roy Charles Edwin Powell and his wife Elaine Keenan as they organize a holiday in a last-ditch attempt to mend their broken family. A peaceful stay in a quaint hotel is just what they need. However, that is not what is in store for them, reads the official synopsis. With 4 deranged murderers patrolling the seemingly mundane halls, the odds are definitely not in the Keenan's favor. Roy must fight for his life and those of his family as their simple weekend getaway truly turns into a vacation to die for. You know what? Let me look this up real quick for you guys. Give me 2 seconds. Stream movie trailer. Terrifier. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, I think I found it. Okay, hold on. Let me put my headphones in. We're going to watch this. All right, here we go.
We can't trust anybody here.
Hold on. Why does every trailer start with a piano note? like what is that? Like, why? How did this trend start? Let's play it again. Hold on. It's like every trailer starts with this. Here you go. You ready? Yeah. What is that?
We can't trust anybody here. Anyone of them could be in on this. Whatever this is.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we are running a game. Our game, I admit, is a rather unusual one, but I can assure you that it will be far more entertaining than anything you have ever been a part of. So, buckle up. Let's play ball! There's an old saying, curiosity killed the cat. Although it doesn't really apply in this situation because your curiosity has no bearing on whether you live or you die. Just how painful it's going to be. Showtime!
Oh, here we go. Hold on. What's going to happen to Daniel Harris?
Blood on the ground means points on the board.
Guys, quick. There's an answer to this. What is the best peephole scene in horror ever? Can you give for extra points? Can you tell me what is the best peephole scene in all of horror? You know the answer. Come on, somebody, give it to me. Give it to me. That looks fun, though. I'm definitely down for that. It looks like it had plenty of blood and guts in there. You know, we don't ask for much, right, guys? I'll definitely be. Best peephole scene, horror scene. So we got Peeping Tom, Psycho, X, Black Christmas. Nobody said the one I'm thinking of. Those are good answers. But I'm going to tell you right now. The one I'm thinking of, I can't believe nobody said it yet. All right. It is Opera. Okay. Deep Red. There you go. Deep Red. That's an Italian horror movie, but Opera has the best peephole horror scene I have ever seen in my entire life. You know, there's a death that happens through a peephole that you will never forget. And it's pretty simple, but boy, is it effective. Okay, and I won't even spoil it for you, just in case you haven't seen Opera, which is a great freaking movie, by the way. Opera's awesome. So, but that scene stands out above everything when you watch that movie. You're like, God, man, how they filmed that scene is so freaking awesome. You know, best peephole scene for sure. Rise has a cool peephole scene. Yes, it does, Sebastian. Yes, it does. You know, you guys got me thinking. I never thought about how many good peephole scenes there are. But as far as an actual death, Opera. Hands down, Opera. Blu-ray addict, you need to jump on Opera immediately. I bought the Blu-ray. It's gorgeous looking too, by the way. Gorgeous. I'm looking for it right now. Where's it at? Dead Ringers. I don't see it. I'll find it later. It might be mixed up with some other, like sometimes I'll have like a stack, like a play stack. Damn it. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got. Hold on. I got some throwaway news for you. This isn't necessarily horror, but I just felt like making fun of Sony. So I'm going to entertain it, because why not? Let me go back over here. Oh, yeah, there it is. It's up there right now. Okay, cool. Kraven the Hunter movie now releasing in December 2024. You know, when you just don't have any faith in your product after the disaster of Madam Web, they're like, you might as well just put it out. Just get it over with, because it's not looking pretty. I mean, plus, and maybe the movie will explain it, but how you get superpowers by being bitten by a lion, unless maybe the lion's radioactive or something like that. I don't know. But this movie just looks really bad. Let's read through this. They moved it back again. Sony returns to their Marvel universe with the upcoming Kraven the Hunter, which has been bumped all over the release schedule. This week, it's been bumped once more. There was a time when Sony was going to unleash Kraven in theaters October of 2023, but the film was then bumped to August of 2024, and it's now released on December 13th, 2024. Kraven the Hunter will be the very first Marvel movie from Sony to be released into theaters with an R rating. Interesting. I bet there'll be tons of CGI blood, with lots of bloody violence being promised. Then why not put it out now? Jesus. Kraven the Hunter is the visceral story about how and why one of Marvel's most iconic villains came to be. Set before his notorious vendetta with Spider-Man, Aaron Taylor Johnson stars as the titular character in the R-rated film. I did not know it's R-rated, which that does get me a little excited. You know, we'll watch the trailer again. Fuck it. Why not? Yeah, let's watch the trailer. Let's see. Maybe I'll change my mind. Hold on. Does it start with a piano note? That's the big question, okay? It does! It does! It starts with a piano note. That's awesome. Hold on, one more time. Oh, man, they need to get in. Hey, look at all those spiders. Hey,
My son,
He jumped through a
never
window.
show mercy. They are prey. We are predators. Boys, your mother is dead.
She died because you sent her away.
She was weak, sick in her mind. You know my business, yes? Power is about strength. If you show weakness, you will give our enemies an opening. Shoot. Shoot. He is weak, like his mother. Leave him.
What happened that day?
I stared death in the face, and for the first time, I saw my true self.
So the lion's blood just went
Tell
into
me
him?
about this hunter.
They say he uses a connection with animals to track his prey. And once you're on his list, there's only one way off.
There's 6 of us, and only one of you.
There's 6 of you now.
Man, looks like he's got some good blood in him. Oh, shit. He cut off his nose.
Why do you hunt?
My father puts evil into the world. I take it out.
I think you're some kind of honor. You are exactly like our father. Just another man hunting for a trophy.
We're murderers. Isn't that what he taught us?
You don't get to do that to me anymore.
Mr. Taglin? Mr. Taglin? Where's Mr. Taglin?
Oh, you're standing in him.
So we know that guy
You're a
dies.
goddamn lunatic.
Oh, you just figured that out now?
Didn't they do that Morbius too?
There is an animal in each one of us.
Don't you want to know why they call me the Rhino?
Uh-oh, they're saying it sounds like I'm picking on it. You know, there's just a lot of cliche stuff in there. You know, I like that it's rated R. You know, I try to give every movie a chance, but they did show a lot of the movie. They really did. You know, and the scene with the hallway and the guy bouncing from the walls, that's been done so many damn times. It's ridiculous. So. The rhino, though, right? At least we got the rhino. Wow. It looks better than Madam Web. I'll give it that. Okay. Professor Strangefinger says, I like that name, by the way. Not me. I hate it on sight. What about a sequel to Dylan Dog Zach? Dylan Dog, I remember. Was that the one with... Shit, I can never remember names when I'm streaming with you guys because I'm on the spot. Jeez, Brandon Routh. Wasn't Brandon Routh in Dylan Dog? Yeah. We could talk about some horror douchebags if you want, guys. Let me take a drink. Hold on. Everybody calm down, all right? Everybody calm down, all right? Let me read some of your comments. Here we go. Tired of the mafia stuff in films lately. I don't mind mafia stuff, but when they put it in comic book films, then it just kind of plays off as cliche and stupid. Sebastian, so these characters are supposed to fight Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And that'll never happen, right, Sebastian? That'll never happen. They keep making all these Spider-Man villain movies, but they never end up meeting Spider-Man, you know? Garrett Peck says, Zach, a lot of us want a Dog Soldiers sequel. I could be totally down for that. Who's looking forward to Maxine? I can't wait. Yeah, number one. Can't freaking wait. They already did that blood thing with She-Hulk. Yep, they did that. They definitely did that. What a horrible show She-Hulk was. And I know it's a cool thing to pounce on She-Hulk, and if you like it, and that's great. But I mean, it's a horrible show. It really is just horrible. Nice to see you too, Professor Strangefinger. Sebastian, let's see. Hold on. Also, a sequel to the zombie film Fido. I don't think I've seen that one. Unless it's The Punisher. Yeah, The Punisher fits into the mafia world just fine, right? But when they, like Daredevil, I think the Kingpin's got like ties to the mafia and all that. I don't know. Although I do love the Daredevil series, okay? The movie's not so much, but although I do think the movie is a little bit, is it underrated? I have a good time with especially the director's cut of Daredevil. I have a good time with it. Stoked to watch Long Legs. Yeah, me too, Chris. Can't wait for Long Legs. We got a lot of good freaking movies coming between now and August, which is going to be my next top 10 for 2024. We got freaking Long Legs. We got Maxine. And there's at least like 5 or 6 other big ones that I'm looking forward to. So, yeah. Have you seen Loki Season 2, how it connects to Deadpool 3? Well, I could see from the beginning in the trailer for Deadpool 3, they're definitely in the... I did watch Loki Season 2. I think Loki does get a little bit overly ambitious story-wise, and I know that can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing too, because then you stop caring about what's going on, So, I don't hate it, but it's not like something I want it to like watch again, right? And I like Loki as a character. I think this whole thing of killing characters over and over and over again, like they do in the MCU, does get old from time to, like, Loki's been killed I don't know how many times. So yeah, let's look at some horror douchebags, okay? And then I'm gonna get some food. I'm hungry. Horror douchebags. This is over on Killer Flicks. Let me see. Hold on. Horror douchebags. Okay. And I might need to move that. Give me a second. There we go. I posed this question, I think like a week ago or something like that, and I thought it'd be a fun, interesting thing to discuss. And instead of me coming up with all the answers, I'll just let the members of Killer Flicks show us their answers. So what I put was, I was thinking about Trent from the Friday remake. Big surprise, I know. And a question formed in my mind that would be a great topic. What makes an acceptable douchebag in horror? Is there a line that can be crossed? Can a character be too annoying? If you can, give me an example of a character you love and a character you hate, yet they are both douchebags, and tell me why. I know I'm asking a lot, but I'm going to do a video about this, and here's the video. And I need your help. You will be represented. Okay, so let me pull up the comments. Okay, here we go. Justin Koch, he says, in the wrong hands, Stu would have been annoying as fuck in Scream. Instead, he's such a good character that we're still connecting theories that he could still be alive because we want him to return. Meanwhile, the killers in Scream 5 were so annoying that I honestly wanted to pretend that they never happened. That's a great answer, actually. That's a really great answer. And some of you might not be annoyed by the killers in Scream 5, but I get why some people would consider them to be annoying. So, yeah. Destiny, she says, the husband from The Watcher didn't believe his wife, tried to make her feel like the one that's wrong in the situation, and then made a joke at her expense in front of her, thinking she couldn't understand. I need to give The Watcher another chance because I didn't really care for it the first time, but I feel like there's probably some good subtext in the movie. I need to check it out again for sure. But I do remember the husband being a jerk, a douchebag for sure. Let me make sure you guys are good. Okay, yeah. Okay. And you guys feel free to give any answers you got too, you know. Rosemary, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Chris says, I loved Watcher, one of my favorites of that year. I definitely need to give it another chance because for some reason it just did not click with me the first time, you know. Douche, I love Wooderson. Wooderson is the perfect example. Like, Wooderson is awesome, you know? And I don't even consider him a douchebag because he's just a cool guy, but he's got an edge to him. I think that's the best way to look at Wooderson. I don't consider him anything like Trent, you know? That's just annoying and an asshole. Like, if you were having a party at Wooderson's house, I don't think he would be getting on to everybody about touching his couch. You know what I mean? Wooderson is just an awesome character. Here we go. Michael. He says, I loved Wendy in the OG prom night. She gets the vote for the one I liked if females are allowed in the choices. If not, it would be Bud from Halloween 2. One I hated was Trey from Freddy versus Jason. He's right. He's right on all counts. You know, but everybody loves Bud, right? And Bud is kind of a douchebag. But you know what? Wendy is like, that is one of the best chase scenes in all of horror. The Wendy scene, like, she steals the spotlight from Jamie Lee Curtis. She's that good. I don't know if I considered Wendy a douchebag though. Now I will say, the main bully girl from Carrie, the first Carrie, I think she was a great example of an acceptable douchebag, meaning that she's not that annoying. She served her purpose, I guess, for the actual plot of the movie quite well. She didn't cross the line, even though I guess she did kind of cross the line. See, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if I'm right. You know, you get a little foggy on these things. One character, this is Marie. She says, one character who is 100% a douche nozzle, I like that word, in my opinion, is Jessica from the 2009 version of Sorority Row. And I know I should hate it because of that, but Lee Pipes, who plays her, just has this certain charisma, and the way she delivers the lines, the way she punches them out, just makes her kind of delicious. Annoying, but a character I genuinely love to hate because she embodies the role so perfectly and embraces it fully. Marie could not have said that more eloquently. I think that's what it is. Maybe it comes down to the performance too, because when you're playing a douchebag, you have a spectrum there that you can kind of stay in, and you can go too far with it. And maybe that's what it was with Travis Van Winkle for Trent. I think he's a great actor, and I think he does a good job with the character, but maybe he goes a little bit too far with the character. He didn't write the dialogue, so I can't blame him for that. But maybe there's just a way to deliver it, maybe your facial expressions, maybe your body language, that kind of keep you in the audience's good graces, yet still they know that you are the villain or the douchebag or the asshole. You know, we love douchebags in horror movies, right? They make the soup that much tastier, okay? But they can go too far, and I think when you're just like begging for them to be off the screen, then that's when it crosses the line. Now, she continues, a character I just hate. Can I just say every single character in Welcome to the Jungle 2007, but especially the two, were created to be deliberately aggravating and douchey because the filmmakers forgot one core factor. You need to give the audience something to anchor to. You need to round them in a way that compounds the douche aspect and gives us a reason, however small, to bind to the character and care. When you just create a role devoid of any of that, it's not fun watching the bitchy aspect. It's just lifeless. Maria, you need to just get your own damn YouTube channel, because you have a way of explaining yourself. You know, I loved her answer. She kills it. I'll go ahead and I'm going to shoot. I actually posted in here. I'm going to cheat a little. Buddy Revell from 3 O'Clock High is a well fleshed out D-bag. His parameters are clearly drawn out, and he completely suits the plot of the movie. If you touch him, you're dead. That point is even set up in his character profile. And the goal is for the protagonist to overcome his own fear. So, yeah, I mean, I think Buddy Revell, for the reason I just gave there, I think he has an overall motivation in the plot of the movie. He is the main baddie. And maybe that's part of it, too. He's a douchebag, but he's also the main bad guy in the movie, right? And he's almost set up like a Terminator type character. He's scary, right? So everything hinges on him as your villain. And if he fails, if he becomes annoying, then your whole movie fails, right? So, yeah. I'll read a couple more. Jack Parrish says, Trent is a good example of a character I hate. Tree from Happy Death Day is an example of a character I love. Yes, very true. You start off hating her character and want her to die, but that's the point because someone wants her dead, and of course she repeats the day. In search of finding who's killing her, her long list of enemies forces her to realize how horrible she is to everyone. We learn of her past that made her that way, and she learns the error of her ways, tries to make things right, and becomes a good person in the end. Man, Jack, that is a great answer. That is a fantastic answer. The members of Killer Flicks are really fucking smart, okay? Jesus. Shannon McMillan says, the biggest one I hate definitely is the douchebag in Freddy vs. Jason. I can't think of any I like. Yeah, he was a douchebag for sure. Alex Nash says, I say Trent fits the typical douchebag role and hits every mark. Maybe a tad bit over the mark and on the nose, but he crossed off each box. Yeah, and you know what? It's right down the middle with Trent. There are many that love Trent. I mean, a lot of you guys love Trent. So, you know, I can't say you're wrong. Maybe he does check a lot of the boxes. I guess for me, maybe character-wise, he didn't really have much of an arc at all. There was no lesson learned at all. At the end of the day, I just think he was too much, you know? And I don't want to put all of the blame on Trent. There were a lot of those characters in the Friday remake. And maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. I found them highly annoying. And to me, it felt like they were trying to capture that magic that movies like Superbad did. Remember the characters in Superbad? How they're just really aggressive with their comedy. But the comedy's written so well in Superbad that it works. Whereas this one, I felt like it was like a comedy disguised as a Friday the 13th movie. And all the Friday the 13th stuff was great. You know, a freaking killer Jason. But the characters felt like they were trying to be funny, but the jokes, there was no punchline. You know, they were just trying to be like douchey, edgy digbags. You know, not all of them, but I think a lot. Not just Trent. I think Trent was just like the leader, right? And so maybe that's what it was. And hell, maybe even if Trent was the only guy that was the douchebag in the movie, maybe I wouldn't have minded it as much. I don't know. So, yeah. I'm getting really fucking hungry. Okay, I'm really starving right now. I will. Let's do do you guys have any questions or topics that you'd like me to discuss before I hang this sucker up? This was fun though. I love hanging out with you guys. You guys make it easy, you know. I did just record my infested review. So that should be out. Maybe tonight. Maybe it'll be out tonight. I don't know. I did try something different and I posted. If you checked out my community page, I'll answer that in just a second, Trina. If you checked out my community page, I showed you like my setup. I'm gonna try sitting on my stool with my main backdrop, and I think it's gonna work. Although I think my lighting, I need to raise my floor light up a little higher, you know. But it's a work in progress. So now, Trina, what am I gonna eat? I might go to McDonald's and get me a burger. I'm kind of in the mood for a burger. Either that or I might go get some tacos. I don't know yet. We'll see. You're welcome, Brooke. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Lee, I loved Abigail even more so on second watch. Not really a scary movie, but it's fun. a fun thrill ride popcorn movie. Yeah, exactly. And man, I tell you, I'm noticing that anytime I mention that a movie is like scary AF or just scary in general, people put a lot of weight in that. And when I say something is scary, I don't necessarily mean I'm scared of it. I just mean that some people are going to find it scary. I know when something is scary, but I do notice, like in my review for Late Night with the Devil, because I put scary AF on the thumbnail, it's like people got mad at me saying this, not that they got mad at me, but they poked at me like, this movie isn't scary, dude. And I'm like, dude, I know that. I'm just saying some people are going to find it scary. But you know, to what Jason was saying there, yeah, I love a good, fun horror movie. You know, not every horror movie has to be creepy or scary. You know, you can have fun, bloody horror movies. There's tons of blood in Abigail. I think Abigail's one of the best horror movies of the year. It's a blast. It's a blast. Destiny, you didn't like Late Night with the Devil? Oh, man. Well, I guess I can understand it because it's definitely a slow burn. And if you're not into the whole novelty of it, because I grew up in the 80s, you know, born in the early 70s. And I remember that era of the late night television. And I think I just really got consumed into that world. And just, you know, it's kind of like walking into a new home and just like looking around like, wow, this is so cool. I love the set design and everything of this. This is unique. It's different. And that kept me entertained. And I think they had everything spaced out quite well. But they were going for more of a serious tone, I think, with the movie. Even more serious than I expected. I thought it would be, like Destiny's saying, she thought it would be more zany. I guess I kind of expected that too. But I did like... and I'm not going to spoil it, but I did like what they did in the final act and how crazy it got. And it definitely reminded me of Halloween 3, which was a bonus. So, yeah, cool. Aaron says, exactly, Lee. Horror fans get defensive about the word scary. My point is, I use that word, is that you can tell when scary is what a film's going for. Yeah, thank you, Aaron. You said it much better than I could. I haven't been scared of a movie. Like, I've literally felt scared of a movie since probably maybe Blair Witch Project. I did feel like a chill go down my spine at the end of that movie. And plus, it did help that I thought it was real. Halloween 4 might be the time previous that, you know? But I can tell when a movie's really, really creepy and going for something that scares the audience. And anytime you're dealing with, like, demon possession and stuff like that, I think they're trying to, you know, they're trying to scare you. Like, the first Omen had some really creepy shit in it, you know? I wasn't scared of it, but they were definitely going for a creepy vibe with that movie. There's some controversial imagery in there, and I appreciate that, you know? I do like when a movie goes for the scare, right? And I can see it. You know, it's like being on a roller coaster that you know is not going to really, like, you can handle it. You've been on that roller coaster so many times, you know, but you still go on it because of the thrill, right? It's still the thrill. And you like, I know when a roller coaster is like, wow, this is going to really freak some people out. This, like the Hulk roller coaster from Islands of Adventure, which, by the way, I can't go on that thing. But, you know, that's a good example. There's a lot of people, they can handle that roller coaster, and it doesn't bother them. But they realize that this is going to fuck some people up. That's exactly what I'm talking about when I say a movie is scary, right? So, yeah. People take it personally sometimes, though, you know? They get mad at me because it didn't scare them. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna hang it up. I gotta go get some food in me, and I gotta get to editing too. But I definitely wanted to make some time to hang with you guys today, and talk some horror news. I know the second channel has been a little dry for the past few days, so I'm definitely gonna get these clips cut out, and I'm gonna get some content uploaded for you guys. Okay. So anyway, guys, love you guys to death, though. Take care of each other. All right. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful